Good evening. I'm Brittany Jones in for Rahman Johnson. Thanks for joining us for Bounce News at 7. State Representative Alan Williams is getting a chance to weigh in on Florida's stand your ground law tonight in Orlando. Williams is attending a media forum for the National Association of Black Journalists. Now, Bounce News' Rahman Johnson is on the phone for us from the conference. And Rahman, you spoke with Representative Williams today. Tell us about the forum.
Well, Brittany, thank you so much. First of all, it was moderated by one of the top journalists in the country and new to the morning show game, political commentator Rahman Martin. We're here in Orlando at the Gaylord Palms Hotel, and this is the convention. The National Association of Black Journalists brings about journalists of color from all over the country to talk. More than just talking to Representative Williams, I wanted to bring him on so we can talk about the dialogue he had. So joining us on the phone right now is State Representative Alan Williams, Democrat of Tallahassee. Representative, how are you?
I'm doing great, Brittany. Rahman, it's good to be with you on Bounce TV. And I would tell you that the interaction that we had today on the panel with Rahman Martin and the other participants at the conference was just phenomenal. And what I shared with them was not so much about the stand your ground law itself, because I think everyone knows the ins and outs by now. If you haven't, you've been probably sleeping under a rock somewhere. But what I did talk to them about was, that facts don't lie, and that we have to be, I think, as policymakers and also as journalists, to put out the facts and let folks know what the impact of the stand your ground law has been on the state of Florida. And so that's what we discussed. I think it was a very lively conversation between the journalists who were there. And Rahman Martin, obviously, those who know Roland knows that he is hard-hitting. I mean, he probably asked me some questions that I wasn't prepared to answer, but I will tell you that at the end of the day, I think it made the conversation better because we're trying to get to a better place with the stand your ground law. We may not repeal it, we may just reform it, but we have to do something because we know that our communities are not as safe as we want them to be.
Let me ask you this. I know one of the questions that I'm asked being at the conference right now is about the Dream Defenders. How effective, in your estimation, is what they're doing by camping out in the Capitol right now?
Well, look, it's been very effective. We have members now who have signed letters, who have sent those letters to the Secretary of State requesting a special session. This will be the first time that they're successful. This will be the first time, we believe, in Florida's history that the actual polling would have begun, or if not in history, in recent history, that has happened. And so, they are, they're a force to be reckoned with. They have one of their very own, I think, was on a school-to-prison pipeline session at the conference as well. And so they are, I think, galvanizing the folks who really care about the issues that they're focused on: racial profiling, school-to-prison pipelines, and the stand your ground law.
Representative, promise me, I know that you have a lot on your plate, but please promise you'll come by and spend some time with us at Bounce next week.
Well, look, we're going to do our very best.
Gotcha.
As you know, it's Pop Warner season, and so I got to make sure I'm at Pop Warner practice with my son. I got to be dad first before I can even be state rep, but I will promise you that if we can get there, we'll get there. And I just want to tell you, thank you for what you guys are doing by providing quality programming through Bounce, and for what you guys are doing down at NABJ. I was only there for 23 hours, but it was high impact, and I enjoyed the interaction I had with the journalists from all over the country.
Representative, thank you so much, and we will be getting in touch with you to come on and spend some time with us.
All right. Thank you, and keep bouncing.
Thank you. Now, Brittany, the conference continues, as you well know, through the rest of the weekend. There's some other journalists and leaders and thoughts from around the country that will be here. I'll be tweeting live at Rahman J, as well as at Bounce TV Tally, with all the play-by-play interaction of what's going on here at the 2013 National Association of Black Journalists Conference. Live for Bounce TV, I'm Rahman Johnson. TV, our way. Brittany?